Hello, everybody. This is Cate Wolff, and I'm going to be doing a little series from my Easy Does It yoga class, and I hope that this will reach all my students who I miss very much, and also anybody else that would like to experience Easy Does It yoga. I know that you don't have a bar in your house. Well, maybe you do. But you can use your kitchen counter for some of what we'll be doing today, and I'll try to make it as accessible for home use as possible. I'm not going to get down on a mat today. I'm just going to do our bar workout, and please feel free to listen to this and watch this video anytime you feel like it. I miss you all, and I hope you enjoy this and that this is something of value to you. Okay, so let's begin with our hands on the bar, and you can put your hands on your kitchen counter and consider circling the hips. So moving in a circle, you can decide how large or small the circle you'd like it to be. And the value of the bar is that we can use it as support and swing away, but you can try to do this either on a railing, if you have a railing and you want to be outside, or on your kitchen counter. I may do another class in my kitchen, on the kitchen counter, and we can experiment with that. And then changing direction, circling the hips, really warming up the body now. And then come to center and extend yourself out so that you're in a flat back position. Then feet are right underneath the hips. And we're just pressing the tailbone back, flattening out the back. The head is right between the arms, and breathing here for a moment. And then when you're ready, extending the right leg back behind. So imagining that you are being pulled by a force behind you. And again, you can be on your kitchen counter and doing this and just extending the leg out, drawing the belly in here, and then slowly bring the foot out in front. So you're gonna be, if you're at your kitchen counter, you're only gonna be able to go as close to the counter as your feet will allow you to. The back leg is extended, and then just release yourself away from your counter, or if you're on a railing, pushing away. The heart is lifted, the head is lifted, and if you have the balance, bringing the arms up into a warrior, and you can experiment with sinking into your hips a little bit here and into that front knee, and extending through the back heel and breathing and holding for a moment or two longer if that's possible for you. You also can keep one hand on the counter or the bar if you'd like. So you can decide. And then the hands come back down and pushing off of the counter, bringing that foot in underneath again, and bringing the hips in alignment over the feet. And breathing here for a moment, and then extending the left leg. And a nice long reach. You can either press the heel away or the toes, and breathing here and feeling the extension through the arms right out to the toes, and then swinging that foot in underneath, and we're coming into warrior on this side. So pressing the heart away, lifting through the head, and then if it's possible for you to bring the arms up, feel free to do so. You can also keep your hands down or just bring one arm up, your choice. And consider sinking into the hips a little bit maybe. And breathing here and feeling the strength in this form, this yoga posture. And then the hands can come back to the bar and then pushing away. And we're in the flat back position again. And then from here, we're just going to keep the feet where they are. Our hands are on our kitchen counter or railing. And then you can drop the hips forward into a big arch here. And pausing, lifting through the heart and head, making sure that you're fueling the body with breath. And then gradually bringing your feet in underneath you. And when you do this on your kitchen counter, you may not be able to hang too far away, but you can just keep your hand on the counter. Maybe you're at your kitchen sink, so you could hook your hand over the counter so that you can lean out and come into the half moon pose. And just really releasing out through the hip, opening the rib cage. So you can either just have your hand on the counter, or you could hook your hand over the kitchen sink. And that might be a way of really being able to lean out. And then when you're ready, you can do this movement on the other side. Again, you could hook your hand over the kitchen counter and hinge to one side. And make sure you're breathing, feeling the side body opening. Pausing. And then coming to an upright position and pausing for a moment. So from here, we're going to just keep our hands on the bar. I'm just going to step away a little bit farther so that maybe you can see me more easily. The feet are going to turn out to either side, so in a second position, I think it is in ballet. And then come up onto the ball of the foot. The heels are lifted and breathing here. And then bending into both knees, and you get to decide how far you want to come down. Heels are lifted. You can sink as far as it feels right to you. Breathing here, and then pressing all the way up and releasing the heels. And then coming up onto the ball of the foot again, bending into the knees, breathing. Taking a moment to hold, feeling the strength building in the thighs. Drop the heels now and press to standing. And then bend into both knees. Lift the heels, breathing here. Taking another moment. And then pressing all the way up as you inhale your breath. Keeping your heels lifted, bend into both knees. Breathing and holding. Release the heels and press up to standing. And then bend into both knees, lift the heels, holding here and breathing. Good. And then coming all the way up, holding here, bending into both knees. Make sure you're fueling the body with breath, release the heels, and press to standing. And then one more time, bending into the knees, lift the heels. Breathing here, and then inhaling all the way up to standing. Bending into both knees. Heels are lifted. Drop the heels and come to standing. And taking a moment to shake the legs out a little bit. And we'll stretch them out a little bit more in a second. Drawing the feet together here and really drawing the inner thighs together as it feels right to you. As much as you can, and then coming up onto the ball of the foot, drawing the knees and thighs together, bending into both knees, nice straight back, and then coming all the way up and releasing the heels. And bend into, and then lift both heels, bend into both knees, breathing, release the heels and press up. And then bend into both knees, lift the heels, hold for a moment, press to standing. Heels are lifted, bend into the knees, release the heels, and pressing up. And one more time, let's bend into the knees, lift the heels, and then coming all the way up. And keeping the heels lifted, bend into the knees, rock the heels, and press up. And shaking the legs out a little bit. And then from here, taking a moment to grab your right foot, and again, holding onto your kitchen counter or a railing and hinging forward, drawing the heel towards the buttocks and lifting that right leg as much as your body will allow, breathing, taking a moment, and then releasing down. And then changing sides. And hinging, drawing the heel in towards the buttocks. Taking another moment here. And then coming to an upright position and releasing down. And I forgot to do this on the right side, but you could join me in crossing the ankle and bending into the left knee and just coming into the figure 4 stretch in a standing posture. You may be feeling this in your right hip, breathing here. You might try drawing your toes, so flexing the foot to just protect the knee, and then come to standing. And then you can cross your left ankle over your right thigh, flex the foot, and bend into the right leg, and just getting a stretch to the hip, the left hip. And taking a moment or two to breathe here. And then come to standing and shaking out your legs. And so we are not going to be able to do pull-ups, but we can certainly do push-ups on our railing, or on our kitchen counter. So decide how far you want your feet away from whatever you're holding on to. Remember, the farther your feet are away, the more weight you're lifting. So you can decide how much you want. And then you can also decide whether you're going to have your hands together, shoulder width apart, or wider. And we'll stop in between, and you have a chance to change your arm position. So you can decide where you would like to begin with this. Make sure that the shoulder blades are down the back, the head is right over the shoulders. And you can draw your belly in here, and that'll help with some core strengthening. So we come in for 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, and then here You can either press your hips back and straighten out your arms, or you can walk yourself in a little bit and come into a big squat and just let your arms stretch out here. Just opening up the shoulders. And then when you're ready, come back up, and you can do another round of this. Hands can be together, wider than shoulder or shoulder width, your choice. And how far you stand away from the bars, how much weight you're lifting. And we're in for one. Shoulder blades down the back, head right over the shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, and 25. And once again, deciding to drop down, or you can just stretch out this way. Either way is fine. Just opening the shoulders a little bit. And then shaking out the arms. Maybe you would like to take a pause here for a moment and just breathing and feeling the effects of all that arm work. And then if you'd like, when you're ready, you can turn and face your kitchen counter. You may also use a chair here, so you can place your foot on a chair, or you can work with kitchen counter, bringing your right knee up to meet the counter or railing or chair, and then bringing the hands to either side and bending into the right knee, keeping the head up and breathing, feeling the stretch here. Extending your hips back as you straighten out the legs, so you don't want to force it straight, but you want to just bring it maybe to wherever your body stops you, and then consider dropping the head, tucking the chin in, and breathing here. One of the things that you can do to accentuate this stretch is to press the crown of the head towards the toes. So you're welcome to do that. And then from here, drawing the belly in and lifting the arms away from the bar and breathing here and holding. You can always have a chair next to you if you know that balance is challenging for you. You could always have a chair next to you, holding onto the chair. And then slowly coming forward, hands come to your kitchen counter or your railing, tucking the chin in. And then one more time, lifting away, drawing the belly in. Good. Hands come down to your sides, really drawing the belly in, bringing that foot nice and slowly back to the floor and shaking out the supporting leg. And then when you're ready, bringing the right knee up in line with your railing or your kitchen counter or the chair, and then extending the foot and bending into the left leg, bending into that knee, keeping the head up and breathing here. And feeling the sensation of this intense stretch. And then rocking your hips back as the front leg extends, dropping the head and chest. Breathing here, Don't worry if the leg is not straight, that's not important. Taking a moment, and then drawing the belly in, and from here, lifting the upper body, drawing the belly in, and then slowly lowering down, back to the bar, breathing. Taking another moment or two here, and then drawing the belly in. You can actually use one hand on a chair at your side if you have trouble with balance. Pausing for a moment, and then bringing the hands back to your sides, drawing the belly in, bringing that foot away from the bar, and slowly returning it to the floor. And taking a pause for a moment. So you can take a moment to take in all that you've experienced thus far. And then, if you'd like, you could bring yourself away from the bar to practice some balancing. So you can place one finger on your kitchen counter or the whole hand. Begin to bring the weight into the supporting leg, which is the left leg, and the right leg can lift. Just having the knee come up in front, bringing the right arm overhead, and then if you'd like to let go because you know you can balance, finding a point out in front of you, on the wall or the floor. If you have difficulty with balance, feel free to keep one finger to the counter or the bar, the railing, whatever you're using. You can experiment with what's available for you in your house to practice Easy Does It. And taking another moment and then releasing down. And just for the sake of this video, you can change hands, or you can bring your left leg up and keep the same hand on the bar, or you can change sides if you'd like. I'm going to just stay facing you, bringing the arm up, and then whoops. And then, oh, see, even the teacher gets to wiggle and wobble. So bringing your hand up, arms come up. Feel free to keep a finger or two or the whole hand to the bar or the counter or railing. Or you can experiment with having trouble on this side. You can experiment with bringing both hands up and relaxing through the shoulders. I'm just taking another moment here. And then when you feel complete, releasing down. So before we finish up, for those of you who have done my class, you know there's a core workout, and you can always come down onto your forearms and do a plank pose on your mat for 30 seconds, two intervals of that. Or you can do some bent knee to elbow, and that also will help strengthen your core. So you can try either of those. If there's some place where you can hang on to a bar and do an extended out, that's a beautiful thing to do at the end of our class. We often do this at the end of the class. And then bending into the knees a little bit and doing a forward fold. And then once again coming up, back into that arch. So if you'd like to do that, you're welcome to do that. If there's some place in your home that you can do that. To finish up today, let's just do one more pose. So I'd like to do a supported triangle. So if you're at your kitchen counter, turn the left foot forward and the right foot can come to face forward. So one foot is turned towards the support, the counter or the bar. The other foot is facing forward and the hips match the back foot. And then you can just look down to make sure that your front heel is midpoint to the back foot. And then when you're ready, and you'd like to join me, bring your hands to shoulder height, and then a nice long reach. As we press the right hip out, we're reaching with the left hand. It comes to the bar, and bringing the right arm overhead. And this is a supported triangle. And you can look down at the foot on the floor, or you can look up at the hand above, your choice, or just straight out. And breathing here. Maybe experimenting with bringing the arm right alongside the head, seeing as we have the support. So you may want to do that. And then bringing the arm back overhead and back to your side as you lift. And then when you feel complete, you can do this on the other side. So now I have my back to you. Right foot is facing forward. Left foot is facing out. And making sure you're far enough away so that you can have a nice reach to your bar or your counter. And then reaching out, left hip presses out, left arm comes up overhead. And breathing here. And in a few moments, maybe you'd like to bring the arm alongside the head. It feels useful to you and helps with a stretch, so feel free to do that. Keeping the arm overhead. And then when you feel ready, coming back to center and bringing yourself around. And taking a moment to just notice how you're feeling and pausing for a moment. So this is the completion of our bar series. Some things that I didn't do today that we usually do. But I hope that you find this useful and that you will stay strong and healthy during this very strange time that we have in our history. And I'm missing you all and look forward to resuming sometime in the near future. Be well, everybody. Blessings.